Welcome in, ladies and gentlemen, to Delaware Live Sports. We got ourselves a really special guest here today for a one-on-one interview here. The great Mike Annone from Concord High School, Wilmington University. We'll dive right into that. Mike, really appreciate you hopping on with us today, man. How you been?
Great, man. Thanks for having me. I really appreciate the show. You guys do great stuff, man.
Absolutely. So with that, I'm Patrick Garyantes, and we'll dive right into this. So, Mike, you're a local guy, and it's been that way really for a really decent part of your career. I mean, you played at Concord High School 2009 to 2012. You were the Gatorade Player of the Year runner-up in 2012, first team All-State. You also played football. Talk a little bit about your high school career coming from Concord and some of those experiences that you recall from being back here in Delaware.
Yeah, man. I mean, being able to play Concord right down the street from me was a blessing. Great team. Senior year, man, we ended up going 17-1, number one team in the state. But playing for like a legendary coach like Tim Hamburger, man, definitely made my game a lot better. Kind of like a late bloomer. Didn't really start to my junior year, but always put the work in, man, and always chased the dream. So high school was definitely a great time, and it was good, man. Long time ago now, but but I still remember like yesterday, man. Definitely great seasons and memories I'll never forget because you're playing with your childhood friends and you're able to do stuff on a team. Nowadays, man, I'm playing from guys all over the country and honestly the world. So it's a lot different perspective, but I'll never forget that memories for sure.
Absolutely, and we'll get into your well-traveled independent career for sure. But yeah, I mean, you parlayed that success into the local college down the road, Wilmington University, for 2013 to 2017, and you guys were a powerhouse while you were there, man. I mean, I know the 2015 team. I know a lot of the guys, you guys and a couple of the others from that squad. You were the East Regional champions. You were first team all conference that year, led the team with 4 bombs. Talk about how fun it was to play for that team under Brian August and just the local guys that were all involved in that. I mean, that was a really fun team to be around.
Like you said, man, absolute blast. That whole year was a ride because we were building it, man. My sophomore year, we get to the regional. Well, my freshman year regional, sophomore year regional, we're getting close. We're knocking on the door, and then that junior year, man, we just catch fire, and we're meshing as a team. And I think we only lost 2 conference games. Yeah. I mean, it was just an unreal season to be a part of, man. All pushed us the whole way, man. Love playing for the guy. Just a legendary coach. And I'll look back at that as one of the best teams, man, that I've ever been a part of, for sure. Great leadership, man, with the seniors, Frank Samlock, Jamie Tremmel, Goins, man. I mean, just absolute leaders, and some of the best leaders and teammates I've ever been a part of, for sure, man. And it was definitely great to be on that team and go down as history. So, but hopefully they can get back there, man, and finish business, man. That's Wilmington, dude. That's one of the best programs in the state, not in the region, man. If I'm a player, I'm trying to go to that what's it called?
Your program?
That program, yeah. That program and play there and compete because it only made me better, man. You can look at my pro numbers and all really shaped me and got me ready to play at the next level and really, I really tip my cap for that guy, man. For real.
For sure, man. Yeah, and those names that you mentioned with Sam Luck, Goins, Tremmel, I mean, all Delaware guys. I mean, you all were homegrown guys, which made it even more fun to get behind.
Oh man, people don't realize Delaware's a hotbed for baseball. People take it seriously, and there's some great players that come out of there. And I wish some scouts and people will really take more precaution on it because people are developed, man. They're playing hard. And they got talent, man. When I was coaching at Appo, man, some of them players, just insane, man. The way that we're putting out prospects and stuff like that. So it's definitely a good thing to be a part of in Delaware. And I love doing that.
Yeah, and you mentioned that. Obviously, you helped former teammate at Wilmington, Mike Torres, out at 2019 at Appaquinimink, man. You guys went undefeated, state championship. I mean, talk about an unbelievably talented team. I mean, what were some of the takeaways you got from that side of the game as a coach?
It really opened my eyes, man. You see things from a different perspective.
Mhm.
When we took the job, man, it was honestly like 2 weeks before the season. Mike
Yeah.
Torres calls me up, like, I'm working out, I'm training, I'm not really thinking about coaching. And he calls me and say, yo, you want to be my infield and hitting guy? And I
Yeah.
said, absolutely, man. I know there's talent in that area, and
Mhm.
I know there's some things that be part of. But and I told the guys, I said, start from this. We're going to win a state championship. That's the first thing I ever said to him. You can ask Mike Torres. I said that to him. I said, you ready to go? Because I knew the talent was there. We just had a buy-in from two young coaches, and they did that, man. And
Yeah.
credit to the coach before, Billy Cunningham, man, great friend of mine. I mean,
Mhm.
he absolute great coach in that state, and he really set that tone for the program, and we were able to finish going with that and get a job done. But definitely, I think honestly one of the best teams ever come through the state of Delaware for high school baseball.
Yeah.
I
I mean,
I don't know. I can't look
yeah.
at the numbers, man, but I think it's got to be up there. The
I'm
way, yeah,
yeah. If I'm not mistaken, I remember when we were doing this, it was like the first undefeated state championship team since 1989 or something like that. Something crazy like that. So that isn't just you pumping up your guys. I mean, that's a legit statement.
no, we set the tone from day one, man. Them players made it known, like, we're here for business, and obviously we took care of it, and we worked our butts off every day, man. Every day we had the rundown with the practices, we had the game, we had our
Yeah.
our sports, whatever you name, man. I think they really just opened up, and they believed in them, and I believed in that, and the
Yeah,
players believed in us, and we were able to do it, and definitely a good testament of all them players, man. Good leaders on that team as well.
for sure,
For
man. Yeah, that's always it was definitely a fun team to follow, no doubt about it. But yeah, let's dive into obviously, your independent professional career here. Before we get into the new squad you're on right here, because there's some really interesting things that you've done here in 2021 and some of the leagues that you played in. Let's backtrack a little bit. Start in 2018, playing in the Picos League for the Santa Fe Fuegos. You were second in the whole
yeah.
league, batting 384 that year. 17 home runs, 84 RBIs of 62 games. I mean, those are just unbelievable numbers, man. Talk
Yeah.
about that experience playing in the Picos League.
Yeah. Well, it's crazy, man. I really didn't have any offers out of college. I really didn't have the best senior year I wanted to, and
Mhm.
I knew I wanted to keep playing. So I was working out at Maple Zone Sports
Yeah.
Institute on 322, and my one buddy said, "Yo, do you want to keep playing?" I said, "Yeah, man." And he got me with this guy TJ Zarowitz,
Okay.
and I talked to him on the phone. He said, "Yo, you're gonna have to win a job out of spring training, but I like your numbers. I like how you talk and your mental aspects." And
Right.
he said, "We got," and that's honestly all I needed, man. Worked my tail off that whole off season, redefined my swing, everything. Worked hard, and I was able to catch heat and honestly do some things in that league, man.
Yeah.
Because not many people know about it. It's a lower level, but I
Right.
mean, they're great competition. If you look at like people like that do good there, they're always playing a higher level the next year,
Yeah.
always. And I give credit to Commissioner Andrew Dunn. He offers that league, and it gave me a shot. And honestly, it saved my career because without that team, without Santa Fe in 18, I wouldn't be anywhere right now. I don't know what I'd be doing.
Right.
And not many people will go to the lengths, but I mean that's how much I love the game, and I want to just keep playing because you're only young once, man. If you're chasing the dream that I wanted to chase
Mhm.
since I was a young kid, ever was play professional baseball, and I'm doing that, man. It's a success. So I
Absolutely.
really appreciate that guy for give me that contract, and I was able to go to war with him every day. I think I led the league in hits or tied,
Yeah.
and definitely it just gave me the confidence to keep going and really just tear it up.
Absolutely, man. I mean, and you then parlayed that success the following year in the Pacific Association of Professional Baseball Clubs,
Yeah,
with the San Rafael Pacifics, 53 games there. Another great batting average, 304, 8 bombs, 27 RBI.
yeah.
So a little bit different flair out there on the West Coast. I mean,
Oh,
how was that experience?
West Coast is a lot different than the East Coast. Everybody's more laid back. They got the Cali vibes,
Yeah.
but it's headed. But the weather was amazing. It didn't rain one time when I was out in the Bay Area.
Wow.
75 and sunny. You're playing ball. Yeah, you can't beat it, man. Another great guy, Oscar Suarez. He's my agent now. He
Mhm.
represents a lot of major leaguers, man. A lot of indie ball guys.
Yeah.
He's one of the best names in the game. He's the one who got me here to Rocky Mountain. But yeah, we won the championship. We got a nice ring out of it, man. It was definitely a great 2 years, man. You lead the league in hits in 18, and
Yeah.
then you come together as a team and win a ring in 18 with that team against a really good ball clubs in Sonoma and in that whole league.
Right.
But more great competition, man. I mean, everybody you're facing out there is 90 miles an hour plus. Everybody on my team in San Raf, they got promoted the next year. By far, a couple of affiliated guys, great talent on that as well. And yeah, man, because you look down and your leadoff hitter, he played AAA with the D-backs. Your second hitter, he played high A with Myrtle Beach Pelicans.
Yeah.
My three hitter went to TCU. He was an in-baller. Four hitter with the USC. Corey Dempster. I was batting 5,
Yeah.
coming from University. Not many people know where it's at. I
Right.
told him, yo, Delaware, and he said, "Where's that? Connecticut?" And you know, and not many people know, but yeah, man, that was a stacked lineup. That organization put a great product on the field that whole year. We didn't lose many games, and we were able to put it out the end. So it was a great first 2 years, man, in my career. Really was.
Absolutely. And for those that may not follow baseball as close, I mean, you talked about the affiliations, and these guys are playing, they're jumping right into minor league baseball. I mean, the independent league is really, really competitive stuff. I mean, you guys are like one step away from affiliated ball. I mean, just talk a
What
little bit about that.
what many people don't know, when I was in the American Association, you're 2 calls away from the show. I mean, if you're a pitcher, I mean, you're getting. I know one pitcher, he just signed with the Cardinals. He got put in AAA. I mean, he has a couple starts. You're going right to the bigs. Michael Marriott, he actually started for the Phillies. He was with Cleburne. He got picked up by the Reds. We didn't face him that series because he got picked up before that. But I mean, like I'm facing big leaguers every night.
Yeah.
You know, teams. Kansas City Monarchs. Remember the Chase Utley trade? They
Yeah.
got Darnell. They got Darnell Sweeney and some pitcher. I forget his name, but they're both on Kansas City Monarchs, and we played against them, and it's crazy. Like that's how close you are.
Yeah.
Darnell got traded for Chase Utley, and we're Phillies fans,
Yeah.
and I'm playing.
Yeah.
Here I am talking to Darnell Sweeney. I'm like, dude, what's going on from the Dodgers? And you look at the rosters on these teams, and they're just loaded with great talent. And to be honestly, be able to play in that league and put up some numbers, some good numbers, man, really just gave me that confidence in the world, and really just showed that you can play at any level, man. Doesn't matter if you're D3, D2, D1, they'll find you, man, if you can play. If your skill set plays anywhere, these scouts will know.
Absolutely. And you mentioned the American Association, and we'll hop in that. But before we get to this year and the really great clubs you played with, I mean, 2020 was difficult for everybody, and a lot of the viewers that are going to be checking this out, and a lot of the athletes that might be looking at it, they had their own struggles with high school seasons being canceled and everything. And from your situation as a professional in these leagues, I know you played in that All-American Baseball Challenge last year for a few different teams in the Liberation League as well. Talk about the struggle, going through the pandemic last year and how that affected, all these leagues.
You're 100% right, man. It was a struggle because all this news happens. They're shutting down all these major league sports. Everything's shut down in this country.
Mm-hmm.
No one knows what to do. It's unprecedented territory we're in. And obviously you can't really train because 2020 was going to be my big year. You know what I mean? You're coming in 27 home runs in 2 years.
Yeah.
I'm getting looks left and right. You're just trying to figure it out. Then boom, COVID happens. So definitely knocked the wind out of the sails, man. It really got me thinking. I'm like, is my career over? Is baseball? What's going on? Like, you're getting older, man. You start thinking about other things, and it definitely was a challenge because you're going. You can't really do anything, man. I was going to the track with my girlfriend and just running and trying to stay in shape and taking some ground balls. My dad was hitting me ground balls at Brandywine High School, and we're trying to do everything planned. But then 4 months pass by, and you start thinking, like, is this going to happen? Nothing's moving. They're pushing everything back. And I really was thinking that career's over. Then honestly, I think late July, the GM of the Rockland Boulders calls me, and he goes, "You want to play in what we're doing, a COVID league?" And it's for pros to keep their skills up. We're only going to play 3 times a week.
Right.
No fan stands. And for me, it was different, man. The atmosphere was different. It was just a lot going on. You're doing temperature checks, masks,
Yeah.
stuff you never really went through. And you really got to tough it up, man, because I got a good opportunity with them. I made the team, and I only played like, I think, a couple weeks with them, man. We only played 20 games.
Yeah.
So it really wasn't like, then it's like I'm playing 96, like J.D. Martinez with the Red Sox. Everybody killed him for having a bad year in 2020.
Right.
If you didn't have a bad year, you had a bad month,
Exactly.
And that's what I look at. I said, yeah, I didn't have the great numbers. I mean, it was what it was. I'm not going to sugarcoat it, man. It wasn't the best hitting performance I did, but I knew that it wasn't really, you're playing every other day. There's 3 times a week. You can't get in a rhythm, man. What I'm saying,
yeah,
yeah. And I said, I had some good games, couple 2-hit games there and there, but it really wasn't trying to put up numbers and move on, because there really wasn't anything going on, man,
right.
But it was definitely good connections to make, and some teammates I played with. So I'm not going to say it was a bad experience, but it just didn't feel like real pro baseball,
Yeah.
like you got playing every day and feeling the rhythm and seeing that live pitching every day, like we are right now back in 2021, and go from there. Because I went to another league out in Indiana, and where I originally signed, and then I played like 2 weeks and I hurt my hand, so I just shut it down. And then I was like, I'm just going to get ready for 2021, because I know a lot of guys I know just didn't even play. They opted out for 2020. But I was like, I got to keep the skills up and see where it goes, because who knows, it could have been my last time ever playing. So, but definitely what you got to realize, if you got to go back, you got to, every time you see something, you got to keep on your grind. You can control what you can control. If Maple Zone ain't open, if your training spot, find a cage, take your round balls. You know what I mean? Hit off a tee, stay mentally locked in, because you know it's never going to last forever. So that's would be my thing if I had to go back on and do it all over again. But it is what it is, man.
Yeah. No, I think
a lot of coaches, a lot of my guys, they didn't put any salt on the 2020 season anyway. They told me, said it wasn't really nothing, and I still ended up in the American Association the next year. So really wasn't, I don't know, really wasn't my forte.
Hey, man, I respect it, and I think that's a great mindset to have. It's something to, any high schoolers or little leaguers that may be watching this. I mean, the control what you control thing. I mean, I think that's a tremendous mantra, not only in sports, but just in life.
And Pat, going back to that, man, and that's a great point you added.
Yeah.
My senior year, if I didn't have that senior year, what some high schoolers didn't have, that 2020, who knows where I'd be? Because that was my breakout year, man. That's when I was first team All-State. That's when we had all the team, and that's what all gave me the look. He called me after the season, and I didn't have a scholarship. I had no offers. Right. I think Del State threw me an offer, and Wilmington. But other than that, I didn't have any athletic scholarship to the following year, and without that year, man, I don't think I'd be playing baseball. I really thinking about that, and I feel bad for them guys, man. Them high schoolers that didn't experience a senior year, that didn't even experience a prom or stuff like that. It's surreal. Think about, man. It really is, and I give credit to them kids, man. I do. Them seniors in high school and seniors in college or whatever, that they go through them tough waters, and I think it's only going to make them strong, because you got to keep going. Yeah, I know it's a tough situation, but you got to keep looking at the positives and go from there and keep on moving. But you're definitely going to look back at it and be like, damn, man, it sucks. There's nothing around it, nothing around it that's good about it. Terrible.
For sure, man. And you obviously you went through that experience, and you're right. I mean, you ended up bouncing back from it, and we'll hop right into what you've been up to, this year. Started the year off in that American Association, playing in the South Division for the Houston Apollos. We went through 26 games with them, and I did a little bit. You told me to look into this league a little bit, and it's unbelievable, the history of anybody who's viewing this, and I'll include this in the article, to go take a look at that league. I mean, it goes back as far as Ted Williams, Mickey Mantle, and Willie Mays level players played in this thing when it was first introduced back in the day. And obviously, it was a part of minor league baseball in the past, affiliated ball, and then it was recreated in 2005 to what the current iteration type situation is, when two former minor leagues came together. And if I'm not mistaken, Tyler Hill, who's another former Delaware
Yeah,
athlete, plays in that North Division for the Gold. Is it Goldies or Gold Eyes?
Golden Eyes. He's on
Yeah,
Winnipeg.
yeah,
Yeah,
Winnipeg. But yeah, I mean, this league has a ton of history in it, Mike, and for you to end up in it, I'm sure it was a tremendous experience and opportunity for you.
yeah, dude. Well said, man. Because um, when Houston Apollos got the contract to be a part of this league in 2021 with the realignment, I think a team, St. Paul Saints, went affiliated ball with the AAA Twins,
Right.
so they needed to contract another team. So they called Andrew Dunn, the commissioner of Pecos, and they said put a team together for to go 100 games on the road, travel team.
Wow.
So we never had a home stadium. So the whole season was you're on 3 days changing cities, 3 days change cities, and it was really a grind. We started out, we went to spring training down in Houston, Texas, in the hot sun,
Mm-hmm.
and we got after it. Made the team out of camp. I'm in the starting lineup. First game, we're in Sioux City,
Mm-hmm.
Sioux City, Iowa, and we're playing every night. And like you said, man, the list just goes on and on of talent in that league, and guys who played major league, who has major league time. No one no one under that league has played. Few have played below AA baseball affiliated
Unreal.
time.
Unreal.
I think I was one of the few in that league that never played affiliated baseball. There's a couple others, but if you look at every roster, they're all coming from affiliated, which is it's comparable. Some people say it's comparable to AAA. Some people say AA, but I
Okay.
think that league shape this year was AAA baseball, man. Like we we were in Chicago for 4th of July,
Right.
playing 5,000 at at Impact Field, and give that field to, man. It was most electric place I ever played at in my life. Electric place. But I was able, like you said, I was able to catch up with Tyler Hill. He's playing for Winnipeg.
Yeah.
They're actually in Jackson, Tennessee, because the border's still shut down in
Yeah.
Canada.
Yeah.
So I got to catch up with him, man. He's tearing it up. He needs to be in AAA, man. He gets signed. Someone needs to call him up because he is absolutely on a tear right now. And he's one of the best guys come out of that state, man. He's just another legend. And being able to get on the field with him, man, was definitely it gives you goosebumps because it reminded me of the times playing in the high school and Legion.
Yeah.
And here we are. He's batting leadoff for Winnipeg. I'm batting third for Houston, and there's just two Delaware guys right there, man. Just giving us all and just put 302 on it, man. You know, just because you could just tell our difference of play, man. It's just different the way you grow up and you learn the game. But
Yeah.
definitely a great time in that league for sure.
Yeah. And you know, the talent in these leagues this year in particular, I'm sure has even amplified from years past because yet another realignment in minor league baseball limited to only 4 affiliated clubs underneath the major league team. I'm sure that influx of talent
Yeah.
has been there for sure.
Yeah, a lot of guys, man, got the COVID release,
Yeah.
and I'm looking back at it, I'm like, how are they releasing these guys, man? Because I mean, they still could play, they're putting up numbers, and it only strengthened the league. Like I said, everybody in that league, man, nobody played below AA pretty much. And and you're facing guys, man, no one coming out the pen 95, 96, you got to gear up. And it's
Yeah.
tough. And at the time of the release, man, I was second the team in doubles, and I was batting third, and it kind of really didn't make much sense. But that's another story to go into.
Yeah, man.
And but it definitely going to them cities, man. Sioux Falls, Sioux City, Fargo, North Dakota. You're going to Cleburne, Texas, Jackson, Tennessee, Lincoln, Nebraska, Chicago. Definitely, you're all over the place. And I get to them players on the Apollos because not many people are built for that. Be able to change cities 3 times. You're playing. You're listen to this. So we went from Sioux Falls, South Dakota. We played a game. It didn't get over till 11:30 at night. We had to get on the bus. We went to Jackson, Tennessee overnight. overnight, man.
Wow.
12-hour trip. We didn't get there till 4 o'clock in the afternoon. We didn't sleep. We don't have a sleeper bus. We had
Yeah.
straight bus.
Holy
And
smokes, man.
the game was at 6:30. We got there at 4. No sleep.
Oh,
Here I am going into first base, man, on no sleep. You're seeing things.
yeah.
It was you're just really it's really different, man. And but the thing is, like, you got to perform. Yeah,
Right.
that's the
Right.
about the you got to suck it up. You got to suck it up. You pop a Red Bull. You got to do what you got to do, and you get on the field and play, and just suck it up for 9 innings and give it your best shot. But it's definitely some of the craziest things I ever did in my life was playing for the Apollos.
Insane, man. And then, like, you mentioned about the modern day guys, a few names that, some viewers might recognize. Max Scherzer, pretty good pitcher right there.
Oh yeah,
James Paxton, David Peralta, who's an outfielder, and Brandon Kinsler. So and if I'm not mistaken, the Milwaukee Brewers, like the earliest iteration of the Milwaukee Brewers, came out of that league back in the day. So you're
yeah.
real historic league, to say the least.
Because any ball gives guys like that the second shot, like another
Yeah.
opportunity. Because I mean, professional baseball is just such a big realm, and there's so many scouts and so many levels that go into it, and it really, like, it's beautiful because, like, they don't care where you're from, they don't care, you're putting up numbers, you're doing well, you're gonna get opportunity, and
Yeah.
I got the opportunities from the lowest levels of professional baseball, and here I go climbing the ladder.
Climbing a
Yeah,
ladder. Yeah.
I could always play at these levels. I mean, I played against Alec Boom in the Coastal Plains, starting third baseman for the Phillies. I played
Yeah.
against him. Sure, he hit a ball 500 feet against us. but yeah, man, I played against some great players. A lot of dudes. I mean, some guys that are knocking on the door of the major leagues and AAA right now. So you always know when you're there, man. You can size competition up. I can play at this level. I can play with these guys, and
Yeah.
it's that you always got to have because as well as me. Baseball is a game of failure.
Right.
You can go you can start a season 0 for 20, man, and whatever, but it's not about game 1. It's about how you're doing in game 50, game 60, and
Yeah.
putting together good ABs.
Mm-hmm.
People want instant success nowadays. It's not like that.
Right.
You got to build up and learn and take game at a time, at bat by at bat, pitch. And that's why with Rocky Mountain, man, they threw me right in the fire. I'm batting third and fifth, and I think I'm just taking at bats and having success and building up, because
Mm-hmm.
baseball, like, you go for 4 with 4 lineouts, you go 4 for 4 with 4 flares,
Yeah.
that's why I don't pay attention to numbers like I used to, man, because it doesn't really matter. If you're worried on the result, you're not going to focus on, like, what we say, like, the process,
Exactly.
you know?
Yeah.
Because the manager knows I hit the ball hard. The pitcher knows I hit the ball hard. Yeah, it's not going to come up in the scorebook, but it's still a good success and good thing to
Yeah.
build off of because it all evens out at the end. It's funny. I kind of, like, I don't think it went viral, but this guy for Sioux Falls made a diving catch on me, Logan Landon, who's
Yeah.
now Double A with the Phillies in Reading, and I'm like, dude, I hit a piss missile, man,
Yeah.
and I smoked this thing, and I'm like, no way that's hit, no way that's caught. This guy comes out of nowhere, and he just makes a diving catch. And going back to the American, like, the reason why people are hitting 240, 250 is not because of the pitching. The defense is so elite.
Yeah.
You know how many times I hit the ball hard that just got caught?
Yeah.
Prior time, and I'm thinking, like, oh my, how am I going to hit 250 in this league? Hey, seriously,
Right.
you're thinking, and that's why people don't realize, like, the home runs are coming a lot more bombs, because the defense, nothing gets through in the holes, everything in the air, it's caught. I mean, these guys are, I mean, it's different. It's a different breed out here, man. It really is, especially in
Absolutely.
America. Nothing drops.
Yeah, that's the key, man. The defense is a big time part of the game and can really frustrate you as a hitter for sure.
Yeah, it
So
really is.
yeah,
And I'll send you that video, man. You'll get a kick out of
yeah,
that.
definitely do,
Yeah,
definitely do. I definitely
yeah.
want to check that out. So you start off with the American Association, and now you get picked up by the Rocky Mountain Vibes. You've played, I believe, 5 games so far for them, maybe 4 games with them in this Pioneer League. 5 for 12 already. Really hot start, a double, a run. You've drawn a couple of walks as well. You're in the middle of a series with the Grand Junction Rockies. I think you got a doubleheader today, so I won't take up too much of your time, man. But talk about what this experience has been like. Really, really cool opportunity for you. But talk about a tremendous area as well.
Oh my God, I'm in love with Colorado Springs right now, man. It's just a great area. It's surreal with the mountains in the background.
Yeah.
Uh, I actually got like a lot of friends out here too that moved, so they welcomed me in.
Awesome.
The Apollos thing was great, man, but this was a blessing in disguise, man.
Yeah.
It really felt like home. Everybody, like, you get a home field, like people take care of you, they look out for you, man. And what's crazy about this story, I won't try to be too long, but I actually get the release from Apollos, and I'm gonna be signed to a team in Trinidad back in the Pecos just to get my numbers up,
Right.
and
Right.
try to see what the options are. I was able to go home, see the family for a little bit, and my agent calls me. He goes, "Yo, what are you doing? I'm flying in Denver right now. What's going on?" And he goes, "Stay with me. I'm gonna try and get you a workout at Rocky Mountain. They need some hitting." And I was all right, man. I'm just not thinking about it because I reached out a couple teams in a Pioneer, and so he calls me back like 10 minutes later. He goes, "Yo, get to UC Park right now." And I'm like, "All right." He said,
Yeah.
because I'm right out the airport in Denver, and the field's an hour away in Colorado Springs. And
Yeah.
he goes, "Hurry up, man. BP's at 3. They want to see a hit. They're not going to make any promises, but they're going to see. They want to take a look at you because this team is young.
Yeah.
They're developing like this and that." So I go down there. I get there for the last BP group. And I'm off the plane, man. I'm
Holy
not sure
smokes.
nothing. I'm coming. He calls me, said, "Hurry up, dude." I said, "Traffic's bad right now, Oscar." I said, "Traffic's bad." He said,
Yeah.
I know. Try and get here." So I get there around like 3:30, 3:40. I go right there for the right field gate, and I got all my stuff with me, and I got my box of Marucci bats still taped up from the flight. I'm asking the grounds crew, "Yo, you got a knife, man? I'm trying to cut this thing open."
Yeah.
I don't stretch or nothing, dude. I got my bats. I go there we're hit on the field
Right.
in the turf stuff, and he goes, "I meet the manager, Matthias. He playing the bigs, and and he goes, 'You're up next.'" And I'm not loose. I'm tight. I just got on a plane from Philly.
Yeah.
Uh, I'm like, I don't know how this is going to go, man. And dude, my first round, dude, I don't even know what happened, man. I put a couple out. I'm hitting balls off the wall. I'm putting on a show, and these guys, man, they're like, oh my God, dude."
Yeah.
And I took 3 rounds, and Matthias, man, he shook my hand and he smiled. And he was like, "Dude," he's like, "You're gonna be part of this team." And I said, "I love to," because the
Yeah.
second half starts over. So they're trying to add some guys. It was just a perfect time. And
Yeah.
Oscar was there, man. He was talking to him, and I actually played for Trinidad that night in the Pecos. I got one game in. He said, "Go play with them, get some more ABs."
Right.
And he called me around midnight. He said, "What's happening, Mike? Yo, go to the stadium, 1:30 tomorrow. You're signing." And I was like, "Damn,
Wow.
man, it's a dream come true." I was getting chills. I was with
Yeah.
my sister's best friend. She actually lives out here, so I stayed with her and her husband that night,
Yeah.
and we were all around the table eating. And when I got the call, and I was just grateful for this opportunity, man. I really was, because it's just a story. Because one door closes, man,
Another
and
one
this
opens.
opportunity,
Yeah.
and here I am playing for the Rocky Mountain Vibes with with some great talent and a great league, man. And you can't write this story up, man. And I'll never forget this, and opportunities, man, and being available, and doing the right things, man. People just want hitting, and I'm able to help out. And the first game, I got a couple knocks,
Yeah.
uh, and next thing you know, we're gonna go from here. So
That's awesome,
def-
man.
definitely a whirlwind that them past couple weeks, and it's really been unbelievable just seeing how everything happens, you know.
Yeah.
So
No, I
so
mean it's amazing. I mean it's amazing, and the great thing about this league, doing a little bit of research on it, is it's been a minor league affiliated league in the past, and obviously we just talked about the realignment, and this is one of the leagues that kind of got dropped out. However, it is MLB affiliated, so
yeah.
again, a tremendous opportunity for you to have scouts come by and take a look at you. I mean, you're right on the doorstep. It sounds like.
Oh man, I'm in a great situation. I really am, because like you said, it's MLB partner league.
Mhm.
So it's heavily scouted. They get funded. We get actually paid through the MLB. They write us the check.
Yeah.
So because they want to keep baseball in the Northwest like that. I
Right.
mean, if anybody has a chance to come out there and check these stadiums out, I can see why. You're
Yeah.
playing baseball in the mountains, elevation. You're seeing the Rocky Mountains in the background. It's just a beautiful scene, and they love baseball out here. So, like I said, man, like you said, it's definitely a good situation.
Mm-hmm.
I'm really excited to be part of this organization. You have no idea how pumped I am right now to keep going. And we still got about, I think, 50, 60 games left of the season. So a lot of opportunities out here to
Yeah.
just got to take it pitch by pitch and at bat by at bat. But now, man, just there's a lot of guys out here. But the coaches, if you look at the coaching staff, the managers, I think Billy Butler's out here. He was ex big leaguer. My man,
Yep.
my played in the bigs for a couple of years. So a bunch of the coaches on our team, I think a couple Philly scouts, a bunch of guys in affiliated baseball, and it's really a great league to learn from and keep getting better and pushing, because and at the same time you're still getting that intense game every night. We lost a tough one last night 4-2.
Yeah.
But we're gonna bounce back for the second half and hopefully make some noise.
Absolutely, man. Yeah, and again, another laundry list of former major leaguers on this one. I mean, you're looking at Mark Trumbo, Justin Turner, Paul Goldschmidt, Salvador Perez, Aroldis Chapman, Corey Kluber. I mean, the list just goes on and on. Another historic league that you're taking part in, man. And I know from my perspective, and I know the guys that I work with, it couldn't be more proud to see this stuff happen to you, man. I know you personally. I know you're a great guy. So to have this kind of opportunity, you deserve it all, man. And hopefully it continues for sure for you.
No, I appreciate it, Pat, man. It's definitely been a heck of a ride for sure. And like you said, man, just going to keep going, just going to keep doing what you got to do, and one game at a time, and see what happens.
That's the way to do it. So, I mean, that pretty much kind of wraps up. But before we go, man, I want to do a little rapid fire question for you, put you on the spot, man.
Man.
I know you got the quick reactions, so we'll see. I'm gonna put a minute on the clock. I got a few questions here, pretty much all baseball related, and I'm curious to hear what your answers are. So, let me know when you're good to go, man. When you're in a hot seat here.
All right, man.
You ready?
All right, I'm ready. Hit me.
All right, here we go. So, you've been playing baseball for a while. What's your favorite walk-up song that you've ever had? What's the one that got you the most hype?
You're Loved by the Outfield. that was my best one.
Amazing. All right, you're a lifelong baseball fan. In your opinion, who had the best swing in baseball currently, right now? Who's got the best swing?
DJ LeMahieu.
All right, I like that one. All right, so would you rather compete in a home run derby or an all-star game appearance?
All-star game appearance.
Okay. What's the best ballpark you've played in during your independent baseball career?
Chicago Dogs Impact Field, 5.
All right, just some technical difficulties. We're back here, Mike Annone. We're going to finish up the rapid fire questions. 2 more. You got 10 seconds. Here we go. Favorite sports movie?
Oh, man. Oh, restart that.
All right, got to restart,
Restart, man.
Favorite sports movie?
Friday Night Lights.
Love it. Last one, Grotto's Pizza or Capriati Sub?
Oh, man. I love those. Capriati's.
All right, we got it in, man. We got that within the buzzer, right? Baseball is an untimed sport. That was an untimed answer. That's
man.
That's more than good. More than good.
Both are great, man.
They are good. I had to throw a Delaware centric question in there, man.
I know, man. I worked with the owner before, man. It's a tough one. I love those.
Love it, man. Love it. So yeah, again, apologies for the technical difficulties there, man. But no, hey, Mike Annone, current member of the Rocky Mountain Vibes. Tremendous appreciation for you and your career. Really appreciate you hopping on here with me. And yeah, I mean, before we let you go, for any of these high school athletes, middle school athletes that have dreams of making it in pro sports, whether it be baseball or anything else, if you could give one piece of advice And I know you may have alluded to it already, but if you could give one piece of advice to them, what would it be?
Just work your tail off, man. Control what you control, and if you believe in something, just go for it, man. Don't let anybody tell you different. And that's one thing I realized. I mean, I had coaches my way, man, tell you can't do this, can't do that.
Right.
Forget it. If you want something, go get it, man. Simple as that. Do it by any means. You got to prioritize whatever you want. If it's the weight room, hitting, get in that cage, whatever you got to do, man, in any aspects, you just got to work at it at 100%. Give it your all and let the rest fall where they may, because you never know where it could lead, man. You really don't know. So that's what I got for you, man. That's what I think is do, man. Because I mean, I wasn't the best, man. You know what I mean? I worked my tail off. I wasn't the most gifted athlete, throwing 90 out the pen. You know what I mean?
Right.
So you got to work at things. Nothing's easy, man. Nothing's easy. You got to work. You got to put the work in every day and go get it, man.
Absolutely, man. I think that's tremendous advice. Yeah. So anybody that wants to check out more information on the Rocky Mountain Vibes, maybe snag some tickets, take a flight out there, whatever the case is. Your guys are on milb.com's
correct
list of teams, so you can find more information there. But yeah, Mike, hey, really do appreciate it. Thanks again for hopping on. Ladies and gentlemen, Mike Annone.
Pat, appreciate it, man. Thanks for having me on. You guys are the best.
Thanks.